All right. The roundtable episode number 2. Looking forward to this. Always looking forward to it. We do got a full house today, so let's go ahead and let's bring them on. She is the trucking queen. She's so trucker that her email is a straight trucking transport email. Of course, I'm talking about our lovely Queen B. What's up, B?
It is CS Transport 12. Mhm.
Hey, B, do you
Yeah.
know? I dropped a video, right? I announced last week. Oh, not last week. The last time we were on here, I announced that I was gonna do a video of Hollywood playmate actress, how that connected with trucking. Did you
Mm,
know the story of the Mansfield bar behind the trailer?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
okay. I recommend you go watch my little video. I
Okay.
did a nice little deep dive on there.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna check that out.
and let's go ahead and bring in our brother. He went ahead and shaved so he could look good today from Two Face Entertainment. One, Mr. Fred Segura.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Hi, Becky. Hey,
Hi.
Cholo,
Hey,
Trucker.
hey.
How you guys doing, man? Good to see you guys. Good to
Yes,
see you guys. How's everybody? How's everything going? Good.
life is good.
Nice.
Yes.
Ah,
Hey,
I,
hey.
I got chills, man. I'm still trying to warm up. I can't. My hands are still shaking. You guys know I take cold showers,
Oh
so
yeah.
it's a little bit cold at least at nighttime. And what's coming out of that shower head is a little colder than usual. So I'm trying to
Mm,
warm up with some hot cocoa.
Hot
But
nice.
cocoa.
Nice.
yeah,
Cheers. Cheers.
Yes.
there you
Cheers.
go. There you go.
Oh, you notice the color, right, of you know, yeah.
Green, like
You,
your
you know
background.
what? You know what? Before we bring in our other guest, check out mine, man. Look at this.
Oh, I saw that. Yes, I saw that.
Oh,
I
that's
saw.
what.
Uh, there we go.
Yes.
Huh?
Nice. That's
All right,
nice.
all right, all right.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and bring in our fourth panelist. He is the OOG of the round table. But the thing is, he is too sexy for a camera. Of course, I'm talking about from the LA Times, the original of the round table. One, Mr. Morales, aka Paul Pablo.
What's happening?
How you
Hey,
doing,
hey.
brother? How you doing? Good to have
Check
you on,
out
man.
check out Mr. Freddie over there in the tent in Iraq.
Oh,
What?
you should have seen before I had a green one, and Cholo thought I was gonna get, beheaded over here. So,
Hey, what's up with Cholo? Too much info on his shower, bro. Dale.
talking about cold showers, bro. Like, I don't know.
I'm trying to get warm, man. Gosh darn it, dog. That shower head, but it's coming out of that shower head is brutal, dog.
Paul, I think he's trying to paint a picture to us, bro. But I don't care to hear it, dog. Like,
Oh,
Well, hey, listen, if I do try to paint the pictures, believe me, there's gonna be some embellishment, that's for sure.
oh gosh.
oh man,
Help us.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So, okay, man. Hey, Becky, do we have any birthday shout outs this week?
I didn't see any. I seen some of people that are trying to shout themselves out 4 months in advance, but I
Yeah.
didn't see none. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we gotta explain. So it's gonna be from the time frames that we do the roundtable, everybody. So we do it every other week. So it's gotta be within that time frame. So if you have a birthday shout out, say in May, then just hold off to it till
For
May.
me.
And
Yes.
you could throw it in there. I will go ahead and give a birthday shout out. Me myself personally.
Órale.
My oldest son turned 25 on Tuesday. 25 years old, man. It just, gosh, man, it just really got me thinking, like, son of a bastard. Like, good gosh, I'm thinking about his life, and then I'm thinking about my life through that time as well. And it's just hard to believe that I'm like, wow, that was 25 years of my life, just with him in it, just growing up. And I was just like, dang. So to him, Campo Verdes, you have
Yes.
you have a great father, man. So
Oh, hey, when's the last time you told him you love him, brother?
come on, man.
Oh,
Okay, no, I told him I love him. What was it in 2001?
a couple years ago, I know.
2000.
In 2001. Oh
I,
my
I, yeah,
goodness.
was it 2001 or 2002, Pablo?
It was like, I think before COVID, bro.
No,
You don't
no,
think
see, now
so,
you're
bro?
exaggerating. No, no.
He's talking about 2001, and he's all no.
I mean, I'm sorry, not 2001. No, 21. I'm sorry, not 2001. 2021. 2021. No, he was born in 2001. No, 2021, 2022. I told him. I remember I told everybody. I said, like, hey, I've never told my sons I love them, and I let everybody know, hey, that night I'm about to go tell them I love them for the very first time. So it wasn't that long ago.
Jeez, ruthless, bro.
I'm glad you're not my dad. I'd be all sad. Like, man, my dad don't love me.
But if I had a daughter, I would tell her I love her all the time.
Okay.
If I had a
Sisi.
daughter,
Assisi.
I would tell her I love her all the time.
It's
I
not
would.
too late, Cholo. Hurry up, bro. You're still a young buck.
Nah, get out. If Pablo, stop. You must hate me, dog. You must hate me.
Of course I do. Of course I do. Come on.
You imagine having another kid right now? Oh gosh, I'd kill myself. You know what? Honestly, Holmes, I would fake my death and I'd move to Cuba with Elvis and Tupac and Biggie, man.
Oh my goodness.
Good gosh. Becky,
Oh,
would you like to have another child right now?
I would.
What? You're
I
no.
would. I really would. I always
Becky.
wanted 5. I always wanted 5. I mean, I'm really old now. I'm 41, but
Oh,
I
come
like
on.
kids. I like babies. That fresh baby smell. Oh my goodness. Yes. I
Well,
really
it's not always fresh baby smell.
Well, mine were. I was always on my baby, so mine were always nice smelling. Yeah.
Fred, my man, would you like to have another run at it?
You know what? Honestly, bro, nah, no more. I have mine already. I have 4, bro. I'm good. I'm good. That's it. But I mean, of course, if it happened, then hey, why not, right? But nah, right now I'm good, bro. I'm tapping out.
I like the way Fred said it. Hey, but if it happened, like if a stork just comes flying and drops
Well, see, there's only 2 things I do, and that involves my driveway and parking lots. But anyways, I digress. Anyways,
Pablo, would you like another run at it, guy?
Hey, brother. My wife's still young enough. If it happens, bro. Even though I'm older than mud. Hey, these vatos like Al Pacino, we having them at what, 80?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Robert De Niro have a kid like when he was 80 or something?
Yeah, like recently, a couple of those
2
vatos.
years ago. Yeah.
So did I don't know if you guys remember, and I know you do, Paul. Tony Randall, at 80 something years old, he had a child.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yes, bro. Yeah.
I think these vatos are going artificial, bro, or something.
Yeah,
That's weird,
okay.
man.
I want everybody to know, everyone's insane except for me. Everybody is for me. Everybody has lost their marbles except for me. So, all right, man. All right, so let's get into a couple of stories. Well, before we'll leave that towards the end. Actually, I'll write it down so we don't forget. So, just want to say what's up to everybody. Yeah, what's up to everybody on here? Disco's on here. House. Now, you want to talk about age? Good gosh, man. There's not a number high enough for House.
That's gosh over. Hey, he's not sunny. He's not sunny, old bro. Come on.
Johnny's on here. What's going on, Johnny boy? All right, let's go ahead and let's get into the story. So I'm gonna play a little video right here, and then Becky will give us a nice little bit of an update detail. And we're just not gonna keep it on the story. We're gonna spread it around a little bit. So I'll let you guys know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Let's show this.
tonight for one Corona family that lost a son in a hit-and-run crash. The driver, who was distracted at the time of the collision, is set to be released from prison early. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison, but will be released next month after serving just a fraction of that time.
KTLA's Rachel Menatop is live in Corona, where she spoke to the victim's family tonight. Rachel.
I don't know what she's wearing. That looks horrible around her neck, but let's go.
Yeah.
John, good evening. The family tells me they were disappointed by the original 9-year sentence. They feel as though the driver has showed no remorse and hasn't taken accountability for what she did. And now she's scheduled to be released next month after only 2.5 years.
My Benjamin was very loved.
Kelly and Eddie Montalvo are talking about their youngest son, Benjamin, whose life was senselessly taken by a woman texting while driving. In July of 2020, Benjamin, then 20, was riding his bike with 2 friends near his alma mater, Centennial High School in Corona, when he was struck and killed in a shared car bike lane. The driver took off and later came forward. Naomi Villado stood trial and was convicted of vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence and felony hit and run. She was given a 9-year sentence.
This is one of the first ones. I got like 7 of them.
Just recently, though, the Montalvos got a letter from the California Department of Corrections. It says the driver is now eligible to get out of prison next month.
And they said it could be good credits. It could be they just weren't sure. They didn't have all of that information.
We've been suffering all this time, but then all of a sudden we find out, yeah, she's coming out. Why?
Eddie and Kelly are now appealing to local and state lawmakers to officially designate Villado's offense as a violent crime, which would require the perpetrator serve 80% of their sentence.
When you weaponize your vehicle and you're texting endlessly and you're high, that's a violent crime. It should be treated as such. This was us just all on our last hike together.
Benjamin's parents keep his memory alive by speaking out against distracted and impaired driving, but they worry about whether or not Villado is fully rehabilitated after such a short time.
When you encounter a person like that with no remorse, what she did, I think she's going to keep on doing it. She'll be out and she'll be doing it again.
All right. Okay. So there's more to this story, and this kind of leads into a lot of the release dates. But Becky, can you tell us a little bit more on Homegirl? I seen pictures of her. She's actually, she actually cleans up all right. She's not that bad of a looking girl.
Yeah.
What's up with her? Because there's a bit more story to her.
Well, in my opinion, I think she's a straight dirtbag, and I don't understand why they're letting her out. But I will tell you guys why, and you guys can all decide what you think. So yeah, this story goes back to June 11th of 2020. The child, this young man, Benjamin, was in the bike car lane, riding his bicycle with 2 other friends. It was 11:50 p.m. on a Friday night, and this lady hit them from behind. She went into Benjamin, where he obviously, fell over. He was hurt. This lady, instead of stopping and checking on this boy to see if he's okay, she apparently kept texting, and it was a hit and run. So I guess somehow, some way, she decided to turn herself in after the thought. When the police arrived on the scene, Benjamin had already been he passed away from the injuries of being hit by this woman. Now here is where I in my thoughts think she's a dirtbag. Okay, number 1, you hit somebody, you should stop and see what damage you caused, if they're okay, what's going on, not text and keep going. On top of that, she had a rap sheet already. This was actually her 4th hit and run. She had hit 2 parked cars previously. It doesn't tell us how far back these other offenses go, but she did hit 2 parked cars, and she had actually hit another young girl walking home, coming out of a community college, I believe, in the area. This is all here in Corona. So, when she went and turned herself in, obviously they did book her, they arrested her. She bailed herself out, And after she did that, she headed over to Vegas with her boyfriend to celebrate. That's what they were captioning their pictures. Where in one specific, when she was posing with this boyfriend, they were toasting, cheering. Caption read, "Living our best life," while Benjamin's parents were shopping for the casket, they said. So, yeah, she was given 9 years to do in jail, in prison, of which she only did 2.5, which was only 28% of her time that she was meant to do. So that is the story on this lady, Naomi Velardo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she posted bail and she went to go party in Vegas and she didn't hide it because it was all over her social media.
Mm-hmm.
She's partying again. She's out on bail. Okay, she's out on bail and she's partying, posting it all up on her social media, having drinks and all that stuff. And now due to whatever it may be, good behavior, whatever, she's going to be getting out while these parents, they lost their, I think he was 19 or 20 years old at the time.
20, yeah, 20.
20 years old at the time. Fred, what's your thoughts about this?
You know what, brother? I'll say this. I think it's tough, bro. I mean, let's not shy away from it, bro. That's just wrong in every angle you can look at it from. To not hold any kind of remorse for something like that, bro, and disregard it mentally. I mean, to me, look, I'm no doctor, I'm nothing like that, but to disregard it mentally as just like, oh well, it happened and it was an accident. It's probably how they deal with it. That's not taking, any. I don't want to say accountability. I think that's kind of a cliche in a sense, but to completely ignore it, bro. I mean, I would be crushed. Hey, let me put it to you this way: I've gone down the road and I don't know what it was. It was a raccoon or something. I feel bad, bro. Just going down the road. Imagine a human being. Bro. I just don't see. I just don't see how she could be so nonchalant about it and not take into consideration any of that. And now speaking on the part of her continuing on to go to Vegas and so on and so forth, right? Now, the amount of time, you know what? A lot of it is due to our justice system. Really, that's just the bottom line to it. I mean, I unfortunately lost a friend to a drunk driver. And, I mean, he was maybe facing 4 years, if anything. The guy ended up passing away before they can do that, and that's something that it's just terrible, man. I think it's terrible that our justice system is really letting a lot of people down on this.
Well, the parents said they were upset with the 9-year sentence. They didn't think that was harsh enough, and now she over here after 2.5 years, she's gonna be getting out. Pablo, you are a criminal.
That's
you
right.
You were a criminal, man.
I speak for all the criminals in the audience.
That's right, Papa. You were a criminal, man. You did some time, moms. Okay, what is your thoughts about this story? Because we are going to open it up to what's been going on as well. It's not just going to be just on the story, but just when it comes to the story, Pablo, what's your thoughts on this?
I was going to ask B, do we know what the final, what was the plea deal? What do you know the charge actually, the actual charge?
Yeah, they got her for vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence, felony hit and run. That's what she was hit with. My guess is she probably had really good attorneys because this originally happened on June 11th of 2020, right? That was almost 6 years ago. If she only did 2.5 years of jail time, what does that say? She was like hitting continuances, or it took a while to get this verdict anyway. So I don't know, but that's what she was charged with.
Originally, right?
Yes.
And let's remember what was going on in 2020 as well.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
but Pablo, what's your thoughts on all this? Because the parents were upset the fact that it was 9 years and she's not even going to do close to that.
Yeah, man. Let me say some stuff before you guys don't. I'm not agreeing with her at all, but I'm just looking at it from the law way. Like, if you look at it, she is not. They're not going to go back and change the charge because I think that's kind of like a double jeopardy thing. I think that's kind of a wishful thinking. Once she pleaded and the DA and they signed the paper, I don't think they could go back and change it to make it a violent offense. I really don't. Unless the law has changed. The other thing is, my guess is that she got arrested for those charges, but like B said, she had a smart lawyer that knows the game, that knows, okay, let's plead some of these down, erase some of this, we'll accept this, knowing that when she gets in prison, she's gonna have the chance to get out early. Like, the lawyer knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, get rid of these charges. We'll take the 9 years. And he totally knew what was going to happen. He knew what they were. It was all a game plan. Now, as for this chick, before I go back to putting her down, this chick, man, is like, okay, imagine all of us if this was your daughter. How would you feel? Would you want her out? But that's not where we're at, right? Like, so. My last thing to say about this is this chick was dirt, man. I when I first heard the story, I didn't hear the part that it was a hit and run.
Did I don't know if I mentioned that she was actually high while she was driving. Did I mention that? Yeah. Okay.
And the lady said that. I think the parents said that.
The
She
mom.
was high. She had multiple hit and runs.
She was texting.
This girl did not deserve early release. Does she know? So my other question is, does she know someone? Is it because she's a girl? Sometimes the girls get lighter sentences. Like, what's going on? Like, there's not enough out there. And I did a Google search and I couldn't find much on this.
Yeah.
I think the public deserves to know more, and poor parents, bro.
Pablo, I cannot believe a male chauvinist will come over here and say that she get lighter sentences. She's a female. How dare you? I will not put up with any male chauvinist on this channel.
Hey, before we go on, I don't know how many girls I've had coming after me to want to kill me because of you, bro. Bro, all your plays in the past, bro.
I have a question. What would be the maximum sentence of somebody doing a hit and run on a cholo with the Prius? I'm just
well. That's what I was going to get to. That's what I was going to get to.
Well, okay, wait a minute. Okay, but wait. Before you answer that, Cholo.
Yes, sir.
I want to add to Fred's thing. Was this particular Cholo filming with the GoPro on his head, and was he not stopping at stop signs on video online before he was hit? That's all the question I have. Okay.
Okay, let me take this woman's picture down.
Let me set up for this one.
Yeah, I got as the youngins today like to say, I got to cook. So, B, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this. This actually happened to me, but I lived to tell the tale. I was cycling. And out of nowhere, actually, out of my left side, a vehicle came and hit me, and I went flying through the air. Now, mind you, I always used to cycle without a helmet. I was like, hey, I'm too cool for a helmet, man. Those things look stupid. You know what I mean? It's like an egg on top of your head. It's like, Charlie, I got my Dodger hat. I'll just turn it backwards, and there it is. Feed me. I'm going, man. Because I just always thought to myself, hey, listen. I'm a kid. I was a little kid in the 80s. We didn't wear any helmets. So
yeah.
So I'm like, man, the damn with that, right? Shout outs to the homie Esteban. he got into cycling, and he's all like, "Hey man, let's go cycling, dog." I'm like, "All right, cool." I show up over there at the riverbed right by the 605, and he says, "Here's a helmet." I'm like, I'm good. He's all like, "Brother, you need it, man." So I'm like, "All right." In respects to him, I'll go ahead, I'll wear it. Right? I wore it. I'm like, "All right, cool." I was giving it back to him at the end, and then he's all like, "Nah, keep it." So I'm like, "All right." So I just started wearing it. It was probably like a week after they gave it to me. I got hit by a car. I went flying in the air, landed on my head, cracked that helmet open. I should have had it right here, man. Cracked it open, and I said, "You know what? I will never cycle without a helmet ever again. Never. I will never cycle without a helmet." And it was a hit and run. I don't know who did it. Could have been a he, could have been a she, could have been this broad right here. Could have been,
Maybe
could have been her.
she has 4, so maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Corona, IE, right? I mean, it makes kind of sense.
It could have been her. So, and look, the fact that she's done this before, I don't know. Like now, if people are saying, okay, so she had a smart lawyer, right? Wouldn't the smart lawyer tell her stay off of social media? It can't. I mean, can that not count for something? If she posts his bail and then she's out posting that she's having a good time in Vegas with her boyfriend and drinking it up and we're living our best lives and toast, like that's just not good. But even with that, I get it. Somebody died. Did she mean to kill them? No. So can you get her with murder? Of course not. She didn't mean to kill him. It's not like she was aiming at him with a big grin on her face, right? Like I'm gonna kill this dude. So I understand that part. Just a little over 2 years though, out of the 9 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty morbid, which is what I want to kind of turn this into now. Okay. For everybody on here and everybody watching. I got a homie, my homeboy Wicked. When he was 17, he went in for murder, right? Killed somebody point blank. He was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. He's been out for about 4 years now. What is your guys' thoughts now on some of these people that were sentenced to life, or even in this case, right, where she was in sentence to life, but heck, your loved one is still dead, where they're getting out early? And it's like, okay, well, what about the loved one though? Mm-hmm. What about the loved ones, right? Like the person gets out and now they're able to live life. And now you're just kind of like, damn, that was the only justice I had for this person to stay locked up, And also on the flip side, what about if it's your family member that got busted? And it's like they've been in there for, 2 decades or something. It's like, you know what? They learned their lesson. They were young, dumb, foolish, but I want them out. Okay, well, what about how would you feel for the family, though, or the victim? I'll start with you on this one, Fred. What's your thoughts on this?
You know what? Unfortunately, man, I've experienced this personally. I'll just say this. There's excuse me. There's one of it is the lost change, and
right,
whatever somebody's sentenced to. Like the whole thing of like if you happen to murder somebody before the age of 24 or something like that, they started letting people out. Look, it really depends on the situation. We can look at it, how we look at it morally. I won't speak on it too much on a personal matter that happened within my family. My sister decided to say, "Hey, no, let the person go." This was a complete accident, an ignorant accident, if you will. But I think it depends on the person. Some people, it depends on who you're talking to and what happened. But you can't bring the people back, bro. And at the end of the day, I mean, you're giving somebody life in prison. And really, at the end of the day, I think us out here sometimes struggle more than they do. And I'm not trying to say anything, with that. I mean, they get 3 huts in a cot, they got a roof over person, for good. Yeah, it gets tough and stuff like that. I mean, I've never been to prison, but I'm saying, like, maybe they're getting away with it a lot easier being in prison, after so long. And to come on to adapt into society, I think would be even a more of a torment after so long, especially going in and not having, like, for example, the things we take for granted here, like cell phones, and like my cell phone that the screen cracked and now I'm like without a phone. But anyhow, yeah, I think it's all over the place, bro. It really depends on the situation. And at the end of it all, I think everybody can relate on the fact that we cannot bring our loved ones back.
Okay, Fred. Okay, Fred. Let me ask you directly then, man. Let me ask you, if somebody, God forbid, happened to take the life of one of your loved ones, one of the ones that you love the most, Fred, and they were getting out, you stand on, like, it's okay. You wouldn't have any no in there.
You know what, man? It's as much as hard as I'm trying to have empathy with that, I think it's very, very hard to even answer that question, because I can sit here and say, oh yeah, whoa. Then unfortunately it really happens. I don't know, man. I mean, but knowing myself, of course, naturally when it's done, yeah, I would want to see that person. I mean, I personally want to see him suffer. That's just me, though.
Right?
But
No, that's why I'm asking you. Yeah, just you, Fred, just you. That's why.
I would.
But now let me spin that around before I get to Becky and Paul. So now let me spin that around. Let's say it was one of your loved ones. It was one of your loved ones. For one reason or another, they took somebody's life. Mm-hmm. They were sentenced to life, right? Mm-hmm. And they're about to get released. You've been in contact with your loved one. They changed their life around for what they think about, whatever they did. They gave their life to Christ or whatever, right? They're a changed person and they're about to get out. But then the families of the victim are getting at you and at the court system saying, like, no, he's a monster. He took my baby away, something like that. Where would you stand on that?
You know what, man? I mean, I look at it this way. It's very difficult for me to answer because it really hits home on my end of it. I'll put it to you that way. It really hits home on my end of it. You mean if one of my loved ones did that to somebody else? You mean that part, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And they're going to come home, but now they're getting pushback from the family of the victim.
Yeah. Okay. Look. Okay. Naturally, after so long, I mean, let's put it. Let's keep it real on that end of it. We'd want to see our loved ones come home. And that goes for anybody. I don't care who it is. They would be like, hey, they served their time, and then that's it. But it's still difficult, bro, because at the end of the day, you can't really blame the let's just say the inmate for that, because it's the court system that's really doing the deed here, bro. It's not really up to the inmate. I mean, come on, bro. If you're incarcerated and you're facing X amount of time, like for example in this situation, you're gonna do 9 years and you do 2.5 and say of course you're gonna take it. That's a no-brainer, bro. Come on, Bob. And then they're gonna be like, hey, forget the system, whatever. But it's a system doing it, bro. Why will we turn on each other and hate on each other? Okay, I get it, because that person has a tie to the person they hurt, but it's the system doing it, bro. How we have no control over that at the end of the day.
Okay. Okay. All right.
No.
Okay. Let's switch to Becky. Let's see. Becky. Okay. Let's hear Becky. Fred.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Becky. On both sides, girl. Okay. Both
Okay.
sides.
Well, I've actually been in this situation, so I know both sides, and they both suck, honestly. Because, like Fred was saying, number one, it's your loved one, so you don't want to see them behind bars, even though you know what they did. You know, um, a lot of the times, yes, like you said, they change their life around. They sit here and, they're away from whatever element they were in while they were out here. And, as a fact that they seriously like redeem themselves in every way. They are regretful of everything they did. So, personally firsthand that, yeah, they regret everything. They're a better person. They're in a better mindset. So, it adds to that whole feeling of you wanting them to be home, and then also, because my brother-in-law was murdered. So, just the whole case while they were doing the court and this and that, it's like so like nerve-wracking because I never went to it. Johnny went to one, but it's like the family's there and they're listening, and they got attorneys and they're talking about, well, this is the most you can get, but because the attorney and this, maybe he'll only be looking at this. And that really sucks too, because nobody, you want the accountability and you want the harshest punishment for the life they took from you, but then again, like the double-sided sword that Johnny put on there, when it is about you, you don't want to see your loved one back, behind bars. So I don't know. I hope we never get into that situation ever again, because it was the same brother-in-law. He did his time, came out literally to just get murdered. So it was horrible. But it just sucks. It sucks because, yeah, I would have to say we would want our loved one to not serve the whole amount of time, and we would want them out. So it does suck. It's very sad.
Yeah, and if it's your loved one that gets killed, right? And now they let the person out that did that. I mean, what if you see pictures of them partying and having a good time and enjoying life? And man, you know what? After 20 years, I'm blessed to be out, but they're out having a good time and everything. That's got to hit home as well for you, where it's like, well, wait a second,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Because they're not obligated to, just live a great life. I'm sure a lot of people say that when they're in there. It's like, hey, I'm changed. And maybe they are, right? They're not going to come out to kill anymore, God forbid, right? But they're going to come out and enjoy life. They're going to get married, start a family of their own, probably. They're going to show themselves hanging out in Vegas and going and starting a life. And you're just kind of like, man, yeah, this person served, 20 years or something, and my baby is gone. For good. So that's got to be something. So, let's turn it to the criminal on here.
Hold on, can I add something to that though, bro?
Go for it, Frederick. Go for it, Fred. Come on, Fred. Come on, you got it.
Bro. I think this, in a situation like that, I would put it to you this way. I wouldn't even acknowledge this person on social media whatsoever, because we live in a time now where we could, kind of see what everybody else is doing or whatever. I would stay so far away from that, bro, because I don't want to deal with it, because it's just pretty much, turning the knife on myself here. And why? The smartest thing to do, let's just put it to you this way, and I'll answer it this way. If my loved ones ended up coming home, I'd be stay off of social media, bro. That's just bottom line. Because I mean, as it is, even here, you got people going at each other's necks over nothing. Imagine something like that, bro. The smartest move would be to stay off of it. Don't go into it. Don't follow them. Block them if you happen to see them. Or switching back to loved ones, is stay off of social media. That's just a fact, bro. Because it makes no sense to follow them and see them doing all this thing when your loved one is gone, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I had to really say about that one.
All All right. So let's turn to now. I'm a felon, but we're not talking about me right now. We're talking about a criminal who can't even show his face because he's wanted right now.
Hey, hey, don't say that about Fred, Two-Face Entertainment.
Like,
Pablo from the LA Times, the OOOG from the round table. On both sides, Holmes. You know what I mean? It's got to be tough when it's like, okay, you know what? You lost a loved one. The person gets locked up. Now you get a letter that, hey, they're actually going to be coming out. And on the other side, you have a loved one that did something dirty like that, right? You're in contact with that loved one. They saying they gave the life to Christ. They're doing, and you see just a better person in them where it's just like, hey, I have an opportunity to get out. Oh man, that's great. But now you got the victim's family coming at you and coming at the court system saying like, no, that person is a monster. You know that person changed their life, Pablo, but they don't know that. To them, that's still the monster that took their baby away. So on both sides, Pablo, where do you stand? You're muted, Pablo.
I know, Vato. Give me some time to get it slow, brother. I do it low and slow, brother.
Got it. See, he's committing a crime right now. He just had to make sure he was.
All right, check this out, bro. This is a true story. Names have not been changed to protect the innocent. Actually, when I was more of a YouTuber than I was a couple of years ago, we all know Rene Boxer Enriquez, right?
yes.
Rene Boxer Enriquez killed a couple of people, committed some crimes in there, and who knows how many shots he called. Well, when I was doing the channel, when I was doing it, all the time, his victims would get a hold of my channel, and they would want to, they would send me stuff. Boxer's getting out, or he's up for parole. This is like a couple of times back, and they would get at it, and I go, well, do you want to give your story? And that was always in the plans. But then he got out, right? He got out, and from what we can see, he seems like he's living the straight life. He's basically like a kind of a cop now in a sense, and he's doing that. So he's I guess you would say he's going on the straight and narrow as far as we can tell. But to the victims, oh man, the victims' families, that must be horrible. But the problem to that story, this is the problem I think we all have, bro. I have never, in all my years of doing time and all, I bet you everybody in this slots who's in the comments, we have never, ever seen somebody do 2 years out of 9.
Yeah.
Ever. It's been halftime. It's been 80%, bro. Maybe a little bit early for 2 years. That's the problem. Like, that's weird, dude. I don't get it. And that's the problem I have with this story, bro. And the other thing, the fact that she went out partying after she bailed out and she did that, she's gonna do the same, bro. I don't know how she went around this or what she did, but this is dirty, bro. And those are my thoughts. And hopefully, like to me, hopefully, like if I was in the shoes of the family, the Bible says, "Vengeance is mine," says the Lord. She'll answer to God one day. But hopefully, they don't got somebody in that family who's going to go, take it into their own hands. You know what I mean? And that's the scary part. So,
Pablo, if you had a loved one that did something dirty like that, and you saw that they changed their life, would you want them out?
Of course.
And if it were vice versa, if it was one of your precious loved ones, would you, after 2 decades, would you be okay with them getting out?
Jolly.
Okay.
No, just being real, man. I mean, we all love our loved ones, but there's some people. I have a friend, I have a homie, man. He's a straight murderer, multi-murderer. He deserves to be in prison, bro, and he's there forever, bro. There's some people that deserve to be there, but when you talk about your loved ones, I got to be real, bro. And I know it's hypocritical. It is.
It is.
My loved ones, let them out. But the people who hurt my loved ones, keep them in, and whatever. That I don't have to do something, and hopefully I wouldn't,
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that's what we're all saying here. I think Pablo, I think you hit the nail on the head. Nobody wants to be called a hypocrite, but I think that's exactly where most people are going to stand in all this, right? If
Yeah.
my brother did something like that and he went down for murder, and after so many years, I see a changed man, he gave his life to Christ or whatever it may be, and he wants out and he has an opportunity to get out, and it's been so many years. Yeah, I want him out. It's like, hey, I see a different man in him, right? To the victims, he's a monster. It's like, no, don't let him out, right? But if I were in their shoes, I'd probably be doing the same thing they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm not
Yeah.
going to take the time to learn to know who this dude is, right?
Right.
So, and I'm with you too, Fred. I'm like, you know what? If you did something like that, you get out. You probably should stay on for social media, but again, you're not obligated to do so.
Yeah.
And but I will say, if you can avoid it, don't follow them on social media. Of course,
Yes.
I'm sure there's going to be family that are going to be like, let me find something on this.
Watching. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to pin something on that, and you're just gonna drive yourself crazy. Eventually you're gonna see them drinking beer, you're gonna see them having a good time, you're gonna see them at the niece's quinceañera, you're gonna see them living their life, and you're just gonna drive yourself crazy. It's like following one of your exes or something.
Yeah. And why do that? Well, I don't know. At least myself is like done.
Yeah.
I
All
mean,
right.
and you're right, Paul. Thank you for that. I mean, that's the easiest answer. We don't want to admit to being hypocritical, but
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's really what it is, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I say it all the time. I'll say it again, man. Everyone is nuts except for me. Everyone is crazy. Hey, all right. Let's get to so our lovely B here. Okay, our lovely B. We're gonna get into her life a little bit, right? Pull the curtain back and explore. Get into some chisme. All right, B, you have something going on, and I think people can relate. So, story time with our lovely B. B, the floor is yours, sister.
Okay, so I want to start with this little situation that I've been having with a story here also in Ontario that happened last week. I don't know if you guys had heard of this 20-year-old guy from Florida that got arrested for attempted rape on a 17-year-old girl. Did you guys hear about any of that?
No.
I didn't know.
Okay, so this happened. I'm trying to look for the screenshot. It happened last week here on January 17th in Ontario. They were on the public bus. This guy is originally from Florida, which they still don't understand what he's doing here. But he was on the same bus watching this young girl. And when she got off, he got off to follow her. So he followed her closely and was attempting to rape her while an onlooker intervened, stopped the whole thing, called the police. They came and arrested him, and they took him in. Okay, so he is arrested. He did get caught. There was a clip on the news with his mugshot that if anybody else was victim to him in any way to come forward and report the whole thing. Okay, so why am I talking about this? What was going on in school at my daughter's school? She's 13 years old, middle school. Last week, not this week that passed, but the week prior, she sends me a text message that there is a boy that almost stabbed her. So I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about? Okay. For those of you guys that don't know me, like Ed said, will get into my life a little bit. I live in Pomona. I have my daughter in Claremont District because she's a bigger girl. Like I said, she's in middle school. And I want her to have a better education, a better sense of school, a better environment while attending school. Okay. Pomona is known to be ghetto, so I will kind of agree with that. But it was more because she did have a lot of issues with the bully girls, so I wanted her to just get away from that and focus on school. So I take that drive every day to take her over to Claremont, right? Okay, so going back to this day, my daughter sends me this text that this boy that she almost got stabbed by a boy. So I'm like, well, what's going on? My daughter's a loner. She only has one friend. She's not in that environment to, cause any kind of ruckus. She's like a little weirdo, So I told her, what are you talking? I'm texting her, what are you talking about? Are you okay? Call me. So she's like, I'm still in class. I'll call you when I get out to lunch. So I said, okay. So I'm sitting there all freaking scared, just waiting for her text or her call to come in. So then she finally does call me, and she had already walked to the office. So it's a boy she had in class. She doesn't know him like personally, like, hey, we're like cool. She just knows who he is because they're in the same class, and he had a box cutter blade. So she says that during class, he came and sat next to her, and he was like lunging the knife at her, not poking her with it, but just constantly messing with her like he was gonna stab her. So again, she's not cool with him like that. So she was like, hey, stop. What are you doing? So he went back to his seat. He went away. Then when it was time to line up, that the bell rang, that they were all like lining up to get out of the door, that's when he stabbed her on the backpack. So she turned around and she said she got loud with him. She yelled at him. She said, hey, what the hell? So by this point, she was already at the door, and one of this boy's friend that usually comes to walk with him to the next class was at the door waiting, and he lunged the knife at him too, like hard. That little boy jumped back and he cussed him out too and everything else. Okay, when this happened, my daughter went to the next class. Right after that, that's when she made her way to the office to make a report. Okay, the way the school handles these situations is you tell them, hey, I'm having a problem, this and this happened. They give you a form called an incident report, and you have to fill that in. So you would put, my name is Suzette. Today I got into the situation with his name was, I don't even know, whatever. This and this happened. Okay, it just so happened that when she walked in, she told the vice principal, which is the one that's in charge of all the behavioral issues. Okay, the principal's listening to it, the vice principal, and took it like nothing. She just said, okay, here's the slip, fill it out. Okay, when my daughter was making her way around the building, she ran into the one and only friend she has. So she tells her, let's go to the office. I need to fill out a report because so and so stabbed me with a box cutter on my backpack. So the friend, so the friend tells my daughter, he did that to me on Monday. This was on a Wednesday, right? So it was Monday. He actually scratched my daughter's friend with the box cutter. He didn't like go deep enough to slice her open, but he scratched her with it. And then when she told him off, he told her to shut up, and if she told anybody, that he was gonna slit her throat. Okay? So this other kid didn't say nothing. Here we are Wednesday. Now it happened to my kid. My kid went to go tell, like she wasn't gonna hold back. So since she told her friend, I'm gonna go make a report, the friend's like, okay, I'm gonna fill one out with you too because he did this to me on Monday. So they go in the office, they talk to the vice principal. She's like nonchalant. Here's 2 slips, fill them out. I'll look into it. So as they're writing the report, the vice principal did get one of the school securities to pull the kid into the office. By the time the girls were done with their slip and walked out, that's when my daughter was calling me. By the time they got to the area where they have the lunch, the boy was already out of the office with them too. So they turn around and they're like, what the hell is he doing out here if he was literally just called in there when we were in there? So he's trying to like navigate through all the kids to get to my daughter and the girl. And they were like ditching him in between people, like trying to get away from him because they could see he was like literally wanting to come towards them. So at this point, my daughter's friend had another friend that like seen them, and she started, talking to them. So it was 3 girls, my daughter, her friend, and then the friend's friend. The boy finally caught up to them, and he told my daughter, if I get in trouble because you went and snitched on me, he says, I'm gonna put hands on you guys. He went like that, meaning all 3 girls. So my daughter's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He's, I'm gonna rape you guys. Okay, that was these words out of this boy's mouth. Okay, now I come to find out that, okay, he is an 8th grader as well, but he's 16 years old. Okay, I don't know how many times they held this kid back, but this is 16-year-old, this is already a young man. Like, he ain't a little kid. He is a young man. Okay.
Yeah.
Right when he told her that, my daughter got scared. Like, my kids are sheltered, and I like it that way. My kids, I try to keep them as dorky as I can. It's fine with me. They can eventually find life when life has to find them, you know? So my daughter got really scared, and she went right back to the office. So she's texting me, Mom, I'm going back to the office because he told me he's gonna rape me. So I'm like flipping my lid. At this point, I'm already at the police station because I know that the vice principal at this school is worth a crap, right? She's like so passive on everything. I've had like little situations with like girl problems, bullying, and stuff like that, and she's never done anything about it. So I went straight to the police department in Claremont to go make a report.
I don't mean to cut you off. Just real quick. There's a female principal.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Okay, go on.
Yes. So, as I'm standing there telling her, okay, I'm at the police station right now. Like, make your report, and you're going to tell them you're not going back to class. I need you to sit there. I will call the office, and I will tell them I don't need you back in class or back on campus with everybody else. Okay. So there, I'm talking to the police officer at the station, right? I go in there, I tell the counter what's going on, that I needed to talk to somebody, make a report because of what's going on. Okay. This lady's like, okay, let me get the guy. I guess they have a person that takes care of all school related incidents. So they call this kid out. He's another kid, probably 30 years old, maybe. His boots probably weighed more than he did, right? Little redhead guy. So, he's all, oh, are you here to make the report of what's going on in school? I'm like, yes, I am. So, he starts asking me basic information. What school is it? Who's my daughter? If I know who the boy was, what happened? What time did it happen? So I'm telling him everything going on. And I'm telling him right now she went back to make another complaint because as soon as this boy got out of the office, he threatened to rape her. So he's like sitting there like, oh, okay. So I'm looking at him. I'm like, did you hear what I just said? And then he's all, yeah, but it's because he's a minor. There's only so much that we can do because, he is underage. They're in middle school. I'm okay. I'm all right. I understand what you're saying. Are you a father? And he looked at me and he's like, no. I'm okay. Now it totally makes sense to me why you, number one, don't see the threat behind this. Number two, you don't care about this. Like, you don't have a daughter. You don't see the problem in this threat. Who in their right mind is gonna threaten a person, a girl? I'm gonna rape you if I get in trouble. I don't know. To me, 1,000 other things would come to my mind. Like, I will sock you in the freaking throat if I get in trouble. Why go to rape? Like, how demented is this boy? So yeah, he's just writing the report. No expressions on his face. He wasn't like concerned. He wasn't excited. He wasn't surprised. So I'm sitting there like, what the hell? I'm like already like crying because I'm so pissed off, right? So then I tell him, I'm like, okay, he's lunging this knife at other people because my kid had told me he's doing it to other kids at lunch. Like, he's just walking around with this knife, just lunging it at everybody. Okay, I said, if this would have been a grown person at a Walmart, I guarantee there'd be a whole bunch of squads over there body slamming this person. What is it any difference whether it's a minor? He's still at school lunging this thing at other students. If one kid isn't paying attention and walks into this knife, you know what kind of damage that's going to do? And then he's like, yes, but again, I'm trying to explain to you because he's a minor and it's going on at school campus. There's only so much that we can do. So then I told him, okay, you know what? Give me a police report. I don't know. Is there anybody above you that I can talk to? Because obviously you and I are not communicating on the same page. You do not see the seriousness behind not only this knife, but now this threat. I need to speak to somebody above you. So then he like looked at me and then he's all, okay. So he walks to the back. He comes back, opens the door. He's like, I called the main one that does the house visits at all the schools, the main police officer. Okay, so I'm okay. I'll wait here. So, I'm telling my daughter, what's going on? She's nothing. I'm just sitting here. I said, okay. A few minutes later, the other officer comes out. He's a older man, more common sense. So, he calls me to the back, the room in there in the office, in the police station, and he starts asking me the same questions. He already had the stupid little piece of paper that the other officer gave him. So he's copying a lot of the details down and he's asking me what's going on. As I'm telling him everything going on, he's explaining to me the same thing. He said, okay, he said, if we pick up the case, and right away he said, well, what do you guys keep saying if you pick up this case? He's has a knife. I'm a box cutter or knife. It's a blade. It can make some kind of damage. It can do damage to these kids. Now he's threatening about rape. Are you a father? And then he's like, yes, I am. I'm okay. If that was your daughter, would you be taking it so lightly? And then he's like, no. He's like, I believe me, I understand. So then his phone starts ringing, and it was the freaking vice principal. So I heard everything clearly because we're sitting like right in front of each other on the table, and she sits there and she's all, hey, she's all, heads up. But the conversation was real cool. Like they know each other. Like that's somebody you call to say what's up with your kids, what's up with your wife, So, hey, just a heads up. There's gonna be a parent, and right away he stopped her. He's like, if it's the mother of Suzette, she's right here with me already. He said, we're on our way over there. I'll see you in about 5 minutes. So I'm like super pissed off. Okay, all this is going on, and the school doesn't even think to call me to tell me what is going on. Like if my kid had no phone, I wouldn't have even known any of this was going on. So I'm like super pissed off, right? The officer tells me, meet me at the school. We're gonna go talk to everybody and see everything going on. This not. I said, okay, let's roll. I get in my car. I drove down there. I was there before he was. And I walk into the office and I'm like yelling. I'm raising hell, and usually that school don't even know me like that because I only go over there to pull out my kid early. Like we're never in any trouble. Like it's not like that there. So the office lady, the attendant that when I do pull her out, she's usually really nice to me. We're really like cordial with each other. She's sitting there and I'm like pissed. Where is my kid? Where's my kid? Where's Suzette? So she's like, I caught her mid, like sitting down, and then she's all, I don't know. I literally just walked in from lunch. She's all, should she be here? She should be here. I called the office and I told them that I didn't want her back in class. I need her here. So there's this woman that walks by, right? She looks like any woman, like any basic lady you would see walking around at Walmart. Okay, and the attendance lady asks her, have you seen Suzette? And then she's like, yeah, she's in my office. So then I looked at her and I was like, this cannot be the vice principal. Like I honestly thought she was like an assistant helper or something. She did not look like no principal, nothing. She just looked nothing, like basic as hell. So then the officer walks in right behind me. So then he tells her, he's like, this is Suzette's mother. So where's Suzette? So then I'm like, oh, you're the principal? And she's like, yes. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, your little heads up call was a little bit too freaking late because I was already sitting there. I'm like, where is my kid? So then the officer's like, okay, you need to calm down. So all the office women are looking at me. They're like all scared because I'm yelling. I'm loud. I'm freaking pissed off, How the hell are they going to call this boy in knowing he has a knife, not even check him and send him back outside with all the kids? Who in the right freaking mind would think that? Okay, so the officer asked me, is it okay if I talk to Suzette by myself? I said, no, it's not okay. I'm her mother. I'm here. I want to sit in there and I want to listen to every single thing that you ask her and every single thing that she tells you. So he got like quiet and the lady told him, you could take her to the conference room. I was working in there, but you can go ahead and use it. The officer obviously knew where it was because he started walking right over there. I followed. My kid followed. As we're sitting down on the little table they had there, she started clearing things off the table and she was on her way out. So while she was walking out, I told her, no, you're not going outside. You need to sit down so you can listen to everything that goes on here on the campus that you don't care about. So then the officer told me, he's like, okay, before you start, like, your situation here with her, he says, let me do my job first and talk to your daughter and see everything that happened, so we can go from there and try to find a situation, like to try to resolve this situation. I said, okay, but I need her to stay in here, because if she's a principal and she's the one in charge of the behavioral issues in the school, she needs to listen to everything that happened. So she like got scared, because I'm telling you, I was so pissed off. She was just like tripping, all scared. She sat down really, really slowly, and she's just sitting there listening. Okay. She was trying to convince my daughter that the box cutter that this boy had was an art tool. Okay. My kid is not that dumb. She's all, it is a box cutter. So the lady kept saying, it's an art tool. My daughter said, it is a box cutter. It's a cutter. Like, you can see the blade. It was out. You can see the handle where you can pull it up and down. And she still kept trying to insist, telling my kid it was an art tool. Okay, the officer is asking my kid all kinds of questions. This principal lady's like, I don't know if she was even breathing. She's just sitting there with a blank stare. I wanted to like devour her with my look. So the officer's looking at pictures on the phone to try to see which one my kid can identify this art tool. So, my kid's telling her, no, it was the little thin box cutters. So the officer's like, was it like this? You know how there's the big like commercial ones that have like a big old metal grip, and then there's like regular ones that are like the inch and this and that. She's like, no, it was the skinny ones. So I said, okay. I told my kid, was it like the ones that your dad uses? She said, yes. So I told the cop, it's probably the 1/2 inch that you use to cut tape. So he looked it up, and yeah, it came up. He's like, was it this one? She says, yeah, it was just like that, but all of it was silver. The outside was silver, and obviously the blade coming out of it was silver as well. Okay. Right when she said that, the officer said that, they showed the picture. I told the lady, why are you trying so hard to convince my daughter that it's an art tool when she's clearly speaking to you, describing what it looks like, and you keep on trying to make her say it's something else? And she wouldn't answer. She had nothing to say. So then, the officer tells her, what happened, this and that. Shot. Well, I called him in and he didn't have nothing. So then I said, how do you possibly know that if I know you didn't check him, if you guys aren't allowed to touch these kids? You ask him, he says he don't have nothing, and you let him go. And what is the first thing he does right when he walks out of this door? Goes and threatens my daughter not to hit her, not to beat her up, not to kick her, but to rape her. And that's okay with you? And she had nothing to say. I'm like, in whose right mind? Okay, I told her, just like that. I'm like trying to make her feel stupid, because that's what she is, a stupid person. Okay, these are kids, regardless of him being 16, 13, 14, whatever the case is. Kids are so freaking smart. If they know that they're getting in trouble for a certain thing, of course they're gonna stash it, hide it, get rid of it. They know what's gonna happen. What is this lady thinking that, they're so innocent and they're going to be so truthful and honest? Hell no, they're not going to admit what they have if they're getting in trouble for something. So I told him, where in your right mind would you think it's okay to just ask him and send them right back out? Do you not know how kids work? How long have you been here? And she had nothing to say. So again, the officer's now telling me, we're going to look at him, because she still had him in the office, but this was after the second time when he had threatened the rape. She kept him in the office. So the officer was like, right now I'm gonna have to search them. There's only so much we can do because they're minors. We can't physically touch them, like pat them down. And then we're gonna go from there and see, what we can possibly do in regards to punishing him. So I told the officer, I want the harshest punishment you could do. If you can throw him out, throw him out. He has no reason to, number one, be bringing a box cutter to school. Because regardless of what she's saying that it's an art tool, even if it was, He's using it for malicious intent to harm somebody, whether he's playing with it, whether he's seriously trying to lunge and actually stab somebody. His intention was to create some kind of panic. Okay. And how is that okay in a school? In a school of all places where kids are supposed to be safe and go to learn, not to be, gangbang on. Like, what the heck's going on? So yeah, the officer is like, oh, because he's a minor. That's like literally, I heard that because he's a minor maybe 50 times within those 2 hours. That there's only so much they can do because he's a minor, and I need to understand. So I told the officer, I'm gonna look it. I'm gonna tell you, okay? He's a minor. Yes, he's a minor. He's a male. Okay. I know 13-year-old kids having kids. Okay. That minor boy that you're saying that, oh, there's only so much you could do. You're a man. You know how parts work. That penis can harm any woman, being a minor or not. I said,
hang on. Is he 16 or is he 13?
The guy is 16 years old.
Oh, he's
That's
16.
why I don't understand how he's even in middle school still. You know?
Okay, you're on a roll here, sister. But we're gonna have to get to our thoughts in a second. But go ahead.
So yeah, he tells me the same thing, that they're gonna take the report and see what they could do and see what would be the maximum punishment that they can give him. So I said, okay, well, you do that. I said, my daughter's friends involved here too. She got actually scratched by him on Monday. I need you to add that onto this report because it's the same kid with the same box cutter that she came and questioned and let go back outside like it was no big deal. So he says, okay, I'll go ahead and speak to the friend. I'll go ahead and, talk to this boy and see what I can find on him. And we'll go from there. I'll get a report together for you. He started writing a case number on a business card. He's like, this will be your incident number, your case number. He's like, as soon as I get everything together, I will let you know what's going to be the outcome. So he said, but you need to understand, punishment's not going to be huge. He's not going to do any jail time or anything like that because, again, he's a minor. I said, okay, that's fine. And I turned around and I looked at the lady, at the principal. I said, I'm going straight to the district right now because I'm going to continue with my work too. So I do expect something to come out of this. We're not going to let this go so lightly. And I looked at her and she just you could tell she was very intimidated by me, but I was beyond pissed off, So yeah, I went straight to the district. I sat there till I was able to talk to the superintendent. I told him all of everything. I guess she knew I wasn't playing with her because by the time I got there, he did already know the situation and what had happened. And I told him, I said, I understand this whole minor. This word minor has been getting thrown at me for 2 hours. I understand there's only so much you guys can do. But whatever the harshest punishment is, if you can expel him, I want him expelled. Because if he was any more unstable, how many kids wouldn't he be slicing open over there? Box cutters are dangerous. They are so thin. I don't know if you've ever seen a box cutter, but they can really, really do damage. For him to be lunging it at everybody, that's already number one. And number two, to be throwing out threats of rape to 3 girls. Who is raising these boys? So, the superintendent was like, yeah, I understand. He's all, I'm going to see and make sure that we can try to see what we can do. He says, as right now, I know as a fact he's going to be suspended and he'll be back till Monday. He said, I'm going to talk to the principal so we can adjust his schedule so he's not in class with her and to get them as far away as possible so they don't run into each other in the hallway. So I said, okay, if that's the biggest punishment or the biggest favor you can do for us, because I don't want him around, considering you can't expel him for everything he did, I need it done. Because I don't need my kid to be uncomfortable. I don't need my kid to be worrying about what if he runs up on her and just slices her neck from behind. Obviously this kid has serious issues, and because he's a minor, there's nothing you guys can do. So yeah, that was the situation I had. This was on Wednesday, like I said. The boy didn't come in Thursday or Friday. He came in last Monday. He was still in class with my kid, but I guess because I was waiting to see about my report, which I still haven't gotten, and it's already been 2 weeks. I was waiting to see, what they were gonna tell me. They haven't told me anything yet, the school, but they did change his schedule. Like on Thursday, he was transferred out, so he's not in class with her anymore. But yeah, that's what had happened, and that's what I even told the officer. I said, look, you guys keep throwing this freaking word minor to protect these freaking kids. They're off. This is how the Night Stalker, this is how the mass shooters are freaking created, because they get no serious, repercussion of what they're doing or saying. Of course, they don't care. They're minors. Guess what? Minors grow up to be demented people that have twisted minds and create big freaking issues that kill many people at a time. And he was like, I understand, but there's only so much that the law can do to these kids. So that is why I started with the rapist, because again, minors, nothing happens to minors.
Okay. All right. There was a lot there. Okay, so first of all, Becky, have a cold drink or something, girl. You were on a roll. I get a nice pack on you, girl. Seemed like you were on a hot one there. Okay. Fred. Okay, I didn't mean to laugh. It just seemed so absurd. The words. Okay, Fred.
Yeah.
You've been upset at a woman or two once or twice in your life, right?
Correct.
You ever tell her that you're gonna rape her?
No.
Okay.
No, bro, that just doesn't. No.
Okay,
or no, would I use a box cutter or any sharp object for that matter, bro? But you know what? Let's go back to something real quick that I just wanted to point out.
I think I'd be more prone to use the box cutter than to tell some chick I'm gonna rape you. Just those terms, the term rape. Just that word is just. I don't know. It makes it seem more morbid. Even if the dude was gonna say, "I'm gonna F you," right?
Yeah.
He's using profanity. It probably doesn't sound as bad as using the term rape. Just using the word, "I'm gonna rape you."
That's my point.
Dog, that is sick. Call me. That is on another level, dog. All right, Fred, what's your thoughts, brother? Go for it.
Okay, a couple of things came to mind real quick. Box cutter, number one, right? At 9/11. That's all I'll say. That's how they took over the airplanes. According to what was said, right? Second of all, what's a 16-year-old doing in middle school? He's a sophomore in high school.
Exactly. I have no clue how is that even possible?
Well, and mind you, I don't know if you've known this. I worked at a school. That kind of stuff, man, in a situation like that, the first thing to do is to secure the place and okay, it's going to sound cliche, the safety of the kids. You take that one student out and you secure the place. You make sure that you call law enforcement if you have to. Whatever needs to take place needs to take place. I'm going to give you a little bit of a different scenario that happened in my situation, in my family. There was a teacher who didn't care too much for my son at one point. So my son and I, we went out to the next city over south of us. And, his mom at the time, his mom called us and said, "Hey, the cops are here." So what happened was, I guess the teacher overheard him, supposedly, quote unquote, and my son said, "That's not what I said," but whatever, saying that he had a gun. My son and I took it lightly. We came home to find his room in shambles, man. The cops came over and just went through everything. Right? Of course, they didn't find anything. And then they leave a card, right? Like, pick up your room, but he called us a community. I was like, okay. But my point being, man, that I just think that just based on what you said, B, about going and the phone call itself, like, hey, just a heads up, that just shows there's more going on in that picture between that's very personal. And I think that at the end of the day, again, having worked for the school district, having been a bus driver, and so on and so forth, the first thing to do is to secure the safety of the rest of the children. That's just how it goes. There shouldn't be no fine line. There should be no minor. All bets are off at that point, especially with the box cutter attempting to rape. You now you're threatening somebody to stay quiet. So now you're trying to bully your way in. Okay, so let's just say your daughter's afraid to speak and doesn't say anything. He's gonna work his way in, and I'm speaking in general. I'm not trying to pinpoint.
Yeah.
He's gonna work his way in to do whatever he wants. Just based on what you've told me, based on your what you're saying, in my opinion, and being a former school employee, there's something wrong there. There's something mentally wrong there, for not only for him being that age in middle school, but just to all of the above. So if I come up to you, Cholo, and I stick you with the steak knife, and you be like, "Hey, what the? It's just a steak knife. It's a steak knife. Get it through your head. It's a steak knife." No, dude, I could use that for something. You know what I mean? I could use it to make it worse. A baseball bat. Oh, it's just a baseball bat. It's to play games, dude. You can do some damage to a person. How people try to disregard it and just kind of like, sugarcoat it. Oh no, it's an art tool, dude. I don't care what you call it. It has a blade.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt
somebody seriously. Yeah.
And people want to call in on this, but let's give our thoughts real quick. Pablo, your thoughts?
Low and slow, brother. Yeah, man. That is, as a father of a daughter. I got a 13-year-old. My gosh, like I was putting in the comments right there that every person with a daughter that's in school needs to hear that story.
Yes.
Secondly, Fred said it all, man. From his tent under the freeway, he said it all. What more could I say? But the only thing I would add is, right now, what you're going through, you need to keep fighting this fight, I think, because you're not only fighting for yourself, not only people listening, like other people that are in that school, maybe something's going on and they're not taking care of it. So my encouragement to you, if you haven't thought about it yet, is two things. One, go to a lawyer, see what they could do, put some pressure. The second thing is go to the news media. Obviously, a news media that's not like in Newsom's pocket or something, that's gonna really and put the pressure on them, that the eyeballs are on them, because the eyeballs need to be on them. But I'm just saying, not only for your daughter, because if you do it, you're doing it for everybody's girls. Yeah. So I'm just saying, think about those things. And man, that just I was mad the whole time you were talking. I was so mad. It's just disgusting.
She is taking it to the media. She's bringing it to the round table.
Yeah. Right on.
Let me give you my thoughts. And we're going to drop the number in just a second. If you guys want to talk about this.
No. I was just going to say, Trello, she needs to stand in front of that school with the news camera, with the news van right there, bro, and tell her story, bro. That's what I'm saying.
No. I mean, on the serious note, and there's some parents that talk about this stuff, they got the camera in front of them of certain books that they're allowing them to read. Right. You see angry dads, and it's like, why is my son reading about, sex, and it's they're in the 4th grade and, things of that sort. So, definitely, Becky, I would say keep on fighting the fight, keep on pushing them, keep on pressuring them, keep letting them know, look, I'm not going away. You mess with the wrong one this time. Now, when it comes to the weapon of choice, maybe that lady wasn't wrong. Maybe it is just a tool, right? But that part doesn't matter. It could have been a screwdriver. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's what you are using it for. It could be a pen. Okay, it's
Mhm.
what the intent, what you are using it for. That's what matters. So yes, there are sharp objects for art class and stuff. If they had art class, but that's not the part that matters. It's what were they using it for.
Yeah.
Now, I've gone to many schools in my lifetime growing up. We've moved around so much. There was a 16-year-old kid at one of my middle schools that I went to, but he was handicapped.
Mm.
Uh, he was on crutches, and he was an eighth grader, and he was getting ready to go to high school. I think at that point I was like in the seventh grade or something like that. And he was 16. I forgot. He got into some accident. I don't know if it was like a car accident or something of that sort. I don't know about this dude. He definitely seems off his knockers. I just go back to what he said of him going,
Right.
I'm going
Yeah.
to that. Okay, that right there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Other words that I'm gonna hurt you, I'm gonna do something like that, right? That's one thing. But using that word,
Yeah.
I am going to rape you. That is Popeye from La Onda type of mentality, man. You want me to rape you? Like this dude,
Yeah.
you're right, Becky. You're right. This dude, if not tended to, this is one of those dudes that's gonna end up being a weirdo when he grows up,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
that is very, very morbid. Look,
Yeah.
I am no angel when I was young. Okay, I was no angel, and we treated chicks like, you know what I mean, like, hey man, smash and dash. That's the way it was. Nobody ever said something like ever, I'm going to rape you.
That's so demented. Yes. Like, who
That
are
is-
your parents?
that is Quentin Tarantino movie stuff. So
Yes.
You know what?
In my opinion on that, Cholo,
yes,
I
sir.
It is
all
a
these
serious
kids-
word. Yeah.
all these kids are they all have their own phones and they're addicted to pornography, so they're learning all this weird stuff, bro. That's just my opinion, though.
No, you know what? You know what? You're right. Let me drop the phone number. No, you know what, Pablo? You're right. When we were kids, I mean, just seeing nudity on a movie, that was big for us. If some kid had a Playboy magazine where they just show them topless, that was the coolest kid on the block. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
man. Where today, I mean, you have access to like the sickest, craziest stuff, man. So, I would say, hold on, let me find the number here. The whole rape thing that just stuck to me.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate power move.
No, there's a lot going on too, though. I mean, look, you figure he's 16, it's puberty, hormones, but he's a weirdo on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be real about it.
No, Fred, I was gonna say, you know how you had a problem with somebody, some dude getting into your pad, like taking stuff from your trees and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say that'd be a power move when you tell another man that I'm gonna rape you. That would be the power move for you, Fred. You let us know, dog.
I remember that.
Come on,
If I ever get in the ring ever again, and the referee brings us up to touch gloves, that's gonna be my move right there.
You're gonna threaten him?
I'm gonna threaten him, like I'm gonna look right at him. I'm gonna rape you. That is crazy. That I can only see that like in a movie. That is crazy. Anybody wants to call in? There's a number. You guys call in. You guys talk about this. We talk about the other story. We do have a few other things to close out the show, but we'll go ahead and keep the number up for a few minutes here. If anybody wants to call in and talk to us about this.
I'm still in shock, bro. Like to see that they completely just kind of just swept under the rug, like not really to take any initiative towards it, man. I mean, that's scary, bro.
Okay, so I there was this show, dog. There was this show that I really enjoyed, and it only lasted for one season. Gosh darn it, dog! It only lasted for one season. Okay, there there was this kid. It's got a bunch of actors that you know, but you don't know their name. It's like, oh yeah, I know that dude. I don't know his name, but he's from this and this and that. And his kid was okay. We got a phone call coming in here. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take it.
Call from Denise.
Oh, wow. Okay, here we go.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Denise, what year were you born and where are you calling from?
I can't say that information.
Nice.
Hey, Denise, how you doing?
Gentlemen. Hi, V.
Hi. Thank you.
Go for it, B.
I think I got this
Denise.
late. Okay, I think I got this late, but did she go to the district?
Yes. I talked to the superintendent. Yes.
Okay, because I was going to tell you, start there. I have 3 girls that were in school and some incidents, things that happened. Not only with me, it's me as well, but I didn't pull no box cutter or say I was going to rape anybody, but I did have a lot of fights. I ended up going to a continuation school. They pulled me right out of because I had 2 fights and no weapons or nothing, but yeah.
Okay, so
they ended up sending me to continuation, which I don't understand why they don't pull that kid out and send him to.
okay,
Continuations were basically kids that are messed up that go there.
okay, this is you, not your daughter. You got kicked out of school.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
But I had a lot of experience with the girls. They never got kicked out of their school, but people that tried to hurt them did.
okay. Have you had problems with school districts?
No, not at all. The school district, actually the ones that helped, because the principal, they didn't want to do anything about it. In one of my daughter's case, she was being bullied. And the school did not do anything about it. They basically sent them home with a note. And I said, I didn't want them sent home with a note. I want them addressed, each and every one of those 3 of them. I said, I want all 3 of them addressed, that they're threatening my daughter. You know, she was in like 4th grade. She didn't want to go to school in the morning. She would vomit, get real sick.
Oh, yeah.
And I really wanted those kids removed, but instead I ended up getting to pick a school in my district of my choice, which I looked for higher stats there, and they ended up, you know, being good throughout junior high and high school.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just going to tell you, just start at the district. Don't start with the principal. They don't do anything about it. You got to go away. You got to go to district, have a district meeting, call a district meeting, and go from there.
Yeah. Well, I started backwards. I know you caught it at the end, but I actually started with the police department. Then I went to the school, and then I went to the district with the superintendent at the end. So yeah, no, I addressed everything all in one, like in 2.5 hours. I was just everywhere.
Yeah, because you don't know where to go until some lady told me, start at the district. They are higher than anybody else. They can take your daughter out of school, put her in the school of your choice. You know, if you stress that you don't want her in that school with him, either that or take him out. But they'll have a meeting with quite a few of his. I don't know how many schools he went to, but they will have meetings with his principals that he's come in contact with throughout his schooling. And they'll go from there. Because I remember when I went back in the day, they would have like 3 of my elementary principals and 2 of my high school. They had them all there, you know, to kind of evaluate me and talk about me and see what they wanted to do.
And Denise, did they do a good job in evaluating you?
I believe they did, because each and every one of them, well, they each got to speak on me, and they all write reports. So they've had reports in my high school that I would fight. So I had more than 2 fights. You know, I was just always fighting. And I don't know where that came from, Cholo. I think it had to do with me being the baby of 8 and my mom being a single parent and me having 4 brothers. So they all pretty much, you know, taught me how to hold my ground, I guess a little too much.
Okay.
So as soon as you hit the yard, Denise, you took flight.
All right. Well, Denise, you're starting to get a little too violent here for us. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I had to come in here with B and back her up.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Say hi to Melvin for me.
All right. Anything else, Denise?
No, that's it. Just want to tell my little story and tell B to start at the district because she ain't gonna get nowhere else.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, because the police station's gonna have to go back to the district, and the principals are gonna have to go back to the district. So you might as well just stick to that first and get everybody, everybody together there.
Okay. True. All right. Well, thank you, Denise. Thank you for the phone call, girlfriend.
See ya, Denise.
Keep shining.
All right.
You know, in reality, when you showed up to the school, the police should have already been there.
Yeah.
And they should have all been taken care of right then. You shouldn't have had to have gone to the police station and this and that. They should have already been there. They should have had the kid there. And the police, I don't care if you're a minor, if you threaten somebody with any kind of weapon, anything can be a weapon. They should have taken care of that already, because there is no, oh, well, we can't search him because he's minor. He or she is a minor. You can if there's a threat.
See, one little thing too that I wanted to add with, aside from that, so I have my younger daughter goes to elementary school, which is still Pomona district, right? Because that's where my older started. So we just kept the girls in the same elementary. I've done PTA there. Like, everybody knows my family there. So we're good in that school. We're there. That's Pomona Unified District, right? And I was commenting to Cupcake. I said, it's so weird to me that, people get this false narrative that because we're taking them to a better area, you assume the schools are better, the districts are better.
Yeah.
When honestly, I could say it's garbage over there. In Pomona, Pomona's very big. For whoever's watching that isn't familiar with the city here. We have 6 different zip codes. So we have a lot of schools that, get distributed throughout these zip codes. Every time there is any kind of situation that has to do with any of the schools in the district, by the end of the day, we get like a community flyer emailed to us to let us know what happened at a certain school today, what they did to fix it. If you have any questions, call. If concerns, call. And with this one, it's like the police officer was there. This kid's lunging this box cutter at other kids, not just mine, and nobody even heard about this. How is that possible? You know, and it's crazy because there's been situations where it's smaller things, like, I don't know, the cones got knocked over in front of so-and-so elementary school. The driver was, speeding through there, but we assure you that everybody's safe. Nobody got hurt. It's like simple things like that. And over here is like this crazy kids threatening to rape girls, and nobody even knows this happened at school today. That is like, wow. I don't understand.
It's all in the name of, you have to understand everybody. Holy smokes, Denise worked at a school after getting kicked out of schools. Good gosh, we're all
she learned her lesson and loved it.
Oh my goodness, we're all going. I mean, you get to some of these, and I know we're Claremont side, but you get to some of the nicer neighborhoods and everything like that, and they just treat things a little bit different, right? When you're in the hoods, it's like they're used to dealing with bad kids. Over here, it's like, well, we need to understand them, and we need to give them a safe space and a place where they can express themselves, and maybe they're just misunderstood. And it's just that kind of garbage where I'm just kind of like, good gracious, dog, what the heck are we doing? So this dude's just going to turn out to be a complete weirdo. We're going to have a new Night Stalker. He's going to be out there. Hopefully he moves somewhere else. I don't know, but hopefully somebody gets to him. Gosh darn it. Pablo, any other thoughts on this, brother?
Nah, man, great conversation though, and I'm just hoping that B doesn't quit, because you're like I said, you're speaking for a lot of people.
Yeah,
a lot of people, and by you speaking may stop this kid from hurting someone. So I hope it goes. And then the comments, man, there's a lot of good comments out there,
Yes.
you know, and a lot of good wisdom. So, yeah.
No, I'm on it. I'm still waiting to see what the report's gonna say, because I'm gonna keep pushing it. That kid has no reason to be in that school. If he's already working, what does that tell you? I thought he was 13 like my kid. And then she says he has a job. She mentioned where he works. I said, what? So yeah, he works. I said, how do you know? Oh, because the whole school knows. They seen him at work before. I'm like, how old is he? She's like, oh, he's like 16, I think. What the heck is a 16-year-old doing mixed with these 12 and 13-year-old kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like a big question. He isn't physically handicapped in any way. So it's like, why is he there? How many years did he get held back? Or what is his story? I don't understand. That's a very big that's 3-year age difference. Why is he there?
B, have you seen his parents at all?
No.
Okay. That's where the kicker's at. That's
Yeah.
where the kicker's at.
I
When you come across his parents, right? Because you're gonna keep up the good fight here. Eventually, you're gonna come. At some point, you're gonna come across the parents, and that's where you're gonna realize, oh, okay, I
No
get it.
wonder, huh? Yeah.
Because they're all wacko. They're all insane, or they're very neglectful. They're all something. There's something going on there. So, that's really where it's all going to stem from. But you know what I believe? I believe everyone's insane except for me. So,
yes.
All right. Well, B, so you just to wrap it up. So what's the next move? You're waiting to hear back from.
I'm gonna call them back tomorrow and see what's going on. Like I said, he did get switched out of the classes like they said they would. But like I said, I honestly, in my heart, do not understand why this kid is in the school with these younger kids. Like, why is he there? I want him out of there. I know there's been other people, at least in my time, you get expelled for way less. This kid has an actual box cutter and is threatening not one girl, but 3 of rape. And they take it like no big deal. On top of that, this vice principal is so like, I'm like, wow, being a woman, you don't see nothing wrong with this. Like, it's no big deal because they're minors.
You know what? I don't mean to get into that part. I think being a male or female, I'm just talking the job itself. That's your responsibility. I don't care if you're a male or female. It's your responsibility to take the initiative and secure that before anything happens. Because it's one thing to, like you said, if he's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna slit your throat," I mean, and you actually have a box cutter, it's not to be taken lightly at all.
Yeah.
At all.
It's a flavor that there is today where, if he apologizes, if they talk to him. Hey, shouts to 19 Bay Area. Yeah, 90% of the time, if you run into a parent that tells you the whole story exactly, it's gonna be some of this said like, you know what, we talked to him, he apologized, he's sorry, he cried, right? Since it's okay for a man to cry now, in public. He cried, he apologized, he said he's sorry, he's gonna apologize and shake her hand or anything like that, and then everything is good, but it's not good. It's not good. This dude is nuts. And he needs to get kicked out, homeschooled. He needs some therapy. Something's up. And probably, it's kind of a little bit late, but I don't know, man. He probably needs to get taken away from the parents, though, because I think these parents, I'm telling you, nobody looks at the parent. I always tell everybody.
I always start with the parents.
I always tell everybody, look, you see some jacked up kids, go to home. Go to their home and you'll see what's up right there. You'll see what's up.
Yeah. That is true.
All right. Well, that's it for the phone calls. Good answer to the niece for calling in because we got to wrap it up. But let me take this down if I can.
Thank you, Denise. Yeah, no, I have her on that. I tell my kid every day, the moment you see him, you better walk away. You stand on your toes, watch your back, look over your shoulder until he's completely out of the school. Because I'm going to keep pushing. I don't care. Like I tell every school, like my job is my kids. That's my career right now. I quit my job to be a mother. So if you don't want me here every freaking day raising hell and running my mouth, do your job. Because I will help you do it and you will not like it.
Yeah, and that's just the initiative. And you know what? It goes not only with the principal, the people in the office. This should go into the teachers, the bus driver, everything. I mean, because being a bus driver myself, it sometimes, it came down the line and said, "Hey, heads up, Fred, this is what's going on." Yada yada yada. I had in one incident, I had this one kid had to sit him up front, so where I could see him, and I had to have him sit by him. Not at the time. I didn't have to have him sit by himself, but then he just had to sit in the front. There was another student sitting with him one time where it just made me feel uncomfortable of the way he was acting and the stuff he was doing. It wasn't really out there, but it was there. You can see it. You can see it. I stopped, said, "Hey, you need to move to the back." Why, Fred? Why? You need to move to the back. And I had him sit in the front by himself. After my route was done, I went back. I got off the bus, talked to the superintendent. "Hey, this is what's going on." Every time I have reported every single little incident on the bus. You have to, because you got to take care of these kids, when they get home, anything, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you see it. You can't just say, you can't disregard it. Say, "Well, they're just kids," or whatever. Like, no, you have to take the initiative as House said himself, him being a bus driver as well. You have to take action on that ASAP. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I'm still in shock why you had to go to the police and all that when they should have already been called, and everything should have been there when you got there, and it should have been a lot easier on you. And I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah,
that's not cool, man.
I was so honestly, like, I run my own podcast, and I haven't even talked about it because I was just so freaking I cried out of frustration and anger.
Yes.
I don't cry over stuff like this. I was just beyond livid. I didn't know who to I wanted to just kill everybody at that moment. I know it's TMI, but I myself am victim of a rape, and I was 18 years old when that happened. So to me, that word, I take it very, very personal. So for this little boy, regardless if he meant it or he didn't, or he thought it'd be cute, you don't play with that. You don't.
No.
So it's oh my God. I was like, man, call his parents over here. I'll slap them too. I was going to get the whole family. Like, what is wrong with you? How are you raising your kids that he feels it's okay to throw this word out there so lightly, like it's no big deal?
Yes.
Like back in our days, I can hear a guy say, "I'm gonna slap you on the side of your head," something stupid like that. That's like our comeback. But to rape you and 3 girls, like, what is wrong with him? Yeah.
Hey, Brown Cortura, that's not a good idea because I already said what I would say to the person that I'm gonna fight in the ring. I can't say that to him, dog. Come on, man. Pablo, how dare
Hey, Brown Cortura, how many times have we seen Trollo get knocked out already? Is that enough, bro?
Pictures. I think just one more. All right. So, B, keep us posted, girlfriend, on that, and hopefully everything turns out all right. All right. So, B, what do you got? Oh no, Fred. Sorry, Fred. Movie time. You recommended the movie. What is Roofman last time?
Yeah, last week. Yeah, the week before. Yeah, Roofman with Channing Tatum.
I watched it and I liked it. A little bit too much nudity of Channing Tatum when he was taking.
That's why I recommended it to you, bro.
That's a little bit too much nudity on his side, but nonetheless, I liked it. I really enjoyed it, dog. What do you got, Pablo? You seen the movie Roofman?
Chala, I sure ain't gonna see it now.
Well, I thought Cholo would like it since he liked Magic Mike, so I figured, hey,
Oh, qué gacho.
Oh gosh,
No,
man.
no,
Yeah,
you know what? I didn't, well, no, I wasn't really looking that deep into it, bro. Just so, but I like the story, bro. It is a good movie, bro.
yeah. I saw the mini documentary on that about before. But what do you recommend for us this time?
Oh, you know what? This time, man, it's playing on Netflix. I highly recommend it. If you have not seen it, it's entitled "The Rip" with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. And I mean, it's just talk about a plot twist, man. It just takes you down a road where you're like, what the heck is going on? You know, I mean, at the end of it all, I thought it was really good. It takes place really just kind of in one place the whole time, if you really think about it. But it's got a good story, man. It's got a good story. You know, I mean, and it really takes you for. Let me put it to you this way: it takes you for a ride. You know, it literally takes you for a ride, and when you don't even know who's who until the very end, man. So I highly recommend it. I think it's good.
Okay, Rip, right?
The
R.I.P.
Rip.
Oh,
Yes,
the Rip.
The Rip. Yes.
Okay, The Rip. Okay, Becky, you seen that movie?
No, but Denise says she gives it a 7, so I'm gonna have to watch it now.
And a 7. You're recommending a 7 to us? Fred?
I don't know about a 7. Well, you know what? I would dare say, you know what? I'd give it a 7.5, more of an 8 kind of deal. You know, I'm not gonna say, oh my god, it's one of must see. You know, like
Low budget. This is
that's
low budget.
No budget.
I'll still watch it. I'll
yeah,
still.
Netflix, man, you know what? It really takes you for a ride because you think one thing and it turns out to be a whole different thing. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, I don't want to say too much because they'll give it away, them. But I thought it was really good. I mean, I really thought it was good.
I'm gonna check it out, man. Just don't be recommending any Mario Van Peebles or Lorenzo Lamas movies, man. But all right, I'll go ahead. Becky, what on this weekend, girlfriend?
What was that?
What do you got going on this weekend?
This weekend, well, the radio show tomorrow night, guys. So hear me out. It's 101.5 FM in the Boyle Heights area, or you can stream me worldwide on the net. It's kqbhla.com. So yeah, if you guys are following me on Instagram, send me your dedications, your songs you want to hear, and I'll play it on air 10 p.m. tomorrow, every Friday night.
And if they can't be near you,
if they can't be near me, you can still hear me. Yes, thank you.
All right, Fred, what do you got coming up, brother?
You know what? I will knock out a little podcast, if you will. Just myself, really. It's not so much of a podcast, just more on different. I don't know. I usually just wing it, bro, every week, and just kind of whatever comes to mind, and I go into that. It's pretty much a laid back week for me. Couple of days, I got a couple of busy things going on. I'm still helping my compadre that he's home from the hospital and stuff. And really, that's really it, man. I got a couple of things I got to do this weekend and so on and so forth, though. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm trying to think. I know I had something go. Oh yeah. Oh, here's one thing I got to get done is fix my phone because this is the third screen I've gone through in 6 months with the smallest flaw. It just shattered, man. And I went on it yesterday. I was like, what the heck? So yeah. So now I got to get another screen and so on and so forth, man. So my only contact is through Instagram right now, but and that's really it until I get my phone fixed. So, but I'm gonna notify you guys once it's all fixed. So
you got serious anger issues, homie. Just throwing your phone around, man. All that stuff.
Bro. But I didn't throw it that far this time. No, not for real. I know, you know what, bro? It just really, and I'm gonna tell you, very personal, but it really irritated the heck out of me. I'm like, how can this be? Again, bro. Like I've always said. Here's one thing my nephew told me: you should put a screen protector. Well, yeah, I've always had a screen protector, man, but I've never even had a screen protector break ever until this phone. Like, what the heck's going on, man? Like, so
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
What kind of phone is it, Fred?
It's just an Android. It's an Android phone. You know, it's a Galaxy. It's a Galaxy phone, a Samsung Galaxy. But,
Is it new? Is it new to you?
I would say it's about a year and a half, 2 years.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not
that is
that
so
old.
weird that it's just breaking.
It got old to him, B. That's why he treated it that way. 'Cause part of it, man.
Of course, my son's trying to talk me into an iPhone, and I'm just not an Apple kind of guy, you know.
It was an Obama phone. All right, Pablo, tell 8 times the one that is too sexy for a camera. Pablo, big dog, what do you got going on, Holmes? You know, the floor is yours, brother. I know you don't really do too much on YouTube anymore, carnal, even though your stuff was really, really good, insightful, and everything, man.
Yes, it was.
Go for it, Pablo.
Yeah, man. For me, for those of you who wonder where I've been, actually, I just got out of prison. I actually, hopefully in the middle of the year, I'll start posting, up in YouTube, but doing the family thing. But actually, I'm planning a car show right now that we're going to have May 2nd in Santa Fe Springs. It's going to be for all those old schoolers, all those bombs. We're going to have trophies from 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, all the way to the 63s, to the 70s, and all the way up to the bikes, to the lowrider bikes. We're going to be doing Santa Fe Springs May 2nd. We're going to be for the OGs. This is more geared toward Chicanos, more say, but we're going to have some old school singers like MC Boulevard and some oldies and stuff like that. So more on that as it gets nearer. But doing the family thing, and the last thing I want to say, though, before I let everybody go is, we say a lot of things and we joke around, and this is a very serious subject today, but I think the important thing is is to pray over our kids, man. We got to pray over our kids. We got to know that, leave them and like give them to God and just ask God to protect them, man, because it's a dangerous world out there. But every day, and I'm not pointing at no names, you got to tell your kids every day that you love them. Oh, Spensacho.
Oh man!
For those of you late to the game, Cholo has only told his kid once in their life, that he loves them. So
in 2021.
21. When he thought he was dying.
2022, one of those.
You know, Paul, are you? You know, I know you mentioned that. Huh? No,
I never said it.
Paul.
You know.
No, I was gonna ask Paul. I know he said it was for the old school rides and stuff, for the low riders and stuff. But are you familiar, since you've thrown car shows before, I assume, right? Yeah, you did, right? Before. Yes. You familiar with Desirable Ones? The mini truck car club?
Bro.
No.
No.
Okay. No, they're from out there. So I'm Desirable. We'll shout out to them. I know a couple of guys.
All right. Just to make it clear, it was 2021, not 2001. 2021 or 2022. It was one of those. It was one of those. The video. I don't know. It was one of those. And I never took it back, so they still know. Anyway. And Pablo, our beautiful B here, she's a model.
I am.
Just saying, you're doing a car show, Holmes. You know what I mean? You can. She's a pinup model, dog. So
I actually have a big event coming up in June, but we'll get into that as well. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Pinta Stilo. He's in prison as well, but he has this whole like a program where he allows the guys that are in prison to sell artwork. So I don't know if you've ever heard of it. This year is going to be his 3rd annual art exhibition car show pop-up. And I'm in charge of doing a fashion show that goes with that. And I'll be announcing on stage. He's going to have, what's his name? Henry Lozano, I believe, from up north, come down here and help me on stage too and announce and stuff. So when I get more of the details, I'll put it on here. So whoever's it will be in Pomona. I know that much, June 6th. So once the details, times, and everything gets down to the nitty gritty, I'll share it with you guys, because we are going to be looking for car shows for, car clubs to come in and be part of the car show and stuff. So it's supposed to be something nice and positive for the community.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, all right. So Pablo, never mind. She's doing bigger and better things than to waste her time, man, with your little ringy dingy stuff.
No,
man.
no.
All right,
I'm
no.
there. You need me, I'm there. I'll come support. I love my raza, my community.
All you guys better be there, bro. Especially Fred, man. Make the drive, bro.
You know what, Paul? I need to get out there, man. I'm still in the thoughts. Eventually, hopefully, if all goes well, Paul, I will be moving out there. I will be moving out there, man. And that's always been my thing, as you probably have already heard. But yeah, man, that's just a thing for me, man. So I think what is it, Cholo? You know where I'm headed, right?
West Covina.
There you go, West Covina.
Oh, SGV.
We'll
All right,
see.
all right. So I had dropped a little short earlier this week saying I got an event coming up that I'm going to be doing that I will reveal it here tonight. And I lied because I don't want to do it anymore. No. So let me see. Let's put this here. This is the only thing that I was able to fit. All right. Unleash your inner wild. So this is actually, I could pull up actually something better. I tried, but I couldn't really find it. Okay, this is called Bay to Breakers. It is May 17th. Despensa, I just couldn't fit it all behind us here. Bay to Breakers. I am going up to San Francisco, man. Shout out to the Bay, Holmes. I'm going up to San Francisco the weekend of the 17th in the month of May. This is either a 12K or a 15K. You could sign up for either one. Contrary to popular demand, to what people have been thinking, I've never actually ran a marathon. I've done a bunch of 5Ks and even a 10K, but I've never done more than that when it's just strictly running. I've done Spartan race, which is 13 miles, but that's with a bunch of obstacle course. Like, I don't know, like 15 or 20 or whatever. This is just straight going, no obstacles or anything. You can sign up for 12, you can sign up for 15. I signed up for 15. Shout outs to my boy Robert from San Jose. He's going to go out there. He's going to do it. I'm calling you out, Fred. You got time, brother. You got time to just walk, carnal. It's you versus you, brother. It's you versus you. That is it. But for those, Pastor David Rocha, let him know. I will
They don't have them where we're at, or what? They don't have like those things where we're at. You have to drive all the way to Frisco, or what?
Well, I mean, okay. Well, look, I was invited to go to this. I was invited to go to this Bay to Breakers. So I'm going up to the Bay Area. Shout outs to everybody up in the Bay. So I will be all over the place that weekend. And that day actually does land on a Sunday.
Dope, bro. That's dope. You're all ever since I've known Cholo for years, but man, he's always been one to take on these things, man. And he goes through, man, determination. And hey, look at House of Tattoos. His comment. That's Gasho.
I have to look at them. Shoot, can't even find. Is it this one? Oh gosh, look at this guy, man. I'll borrow them from you, Holmes. All right. Outside of that, what do I got coming up this week? Okay, I just want to plug this. All right, I made a video. I dropped it. I don't know, yesterday or the day before, about that barn in the back of a trailer. Even if you're not interested in trucking, it's a very, very interesting story on why that barn on the back of every trailer, why it's there and why it's called the Mansfield Bar. I'm just gonna say SVU. I don't watch SVU, but there is an attachment there. But there is a deep history to that. Outside of that, I do have a photo shoot this Saturday, which is why I got tomorrow off. I gotta go get a haircut because I've never been part of a photo shoot. I was invited to go do one, and we're gonna go do it out in Montebello. So
how fun! What is the photo shoot for? A brand, or what is it? Or just pictures, a magazine?
Yeah, no, it's him. He just posts it up online. I've seen some of his stuff. I've seen some of his stuff, and I'm like, okay. And he just got at me. He's all like, "Hey, man, I want to shoot photos with you." Da, da, da. I'm like, okay. I was very hesitant. I was like, I don't know, man. It's not really my thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'll be out in Grant Ray Park Saturday during the Royal Rumble, because I will watch the Royal Rumble, but later, because that's my way of protesting, because it's out in Saudi Arabia, and I don't like that. All right. Outside of that,
Cholo, can I mention something, bro?
Yes, sir.
You know that bar you're talking about, right? Yeah, I saw the video, and you know what? Ironically, I didn't know about that. But are you familiar with the 1973 movie titled "The Seven Ups"?
No.
It stars Roy Schneider, the sheriff from Jaws.
Okay.
He's in that. There's a scene in that film, bro, that involves what you're talking about. And it's you know what? I don't remember the movie that much, so I'm not gonna say I recommend it. But it has one of the high-speed chases in there, bro, that you would trip out. I mean, and it's like looking at it now, knowing that there's no CGI, that there had to be somebody actually driving the vehicle and so on and so forth. It's pretty crazy, bro, to see that. So if you get a chance, 1973, The Seven Ups.
Okay. All right. And I'm gonna start blocking everybody who's laughing at Casa's jokes, man. All right.
Shout out to House, man.
You're gonna be modeling at the petting zoo. Yeah. There's a petting zoo there. Who knows, dog? We'll see, man. But no. I just I lived quite a few years in that part of area, so I don't know. I'm somewhat excited, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't really want to do it.
That's why Johnny's bringing up the zoo. He's jealous. He wants to go with you. That's his hometown right there. That's his area down the street.
There really is a petting zoo at Grant Ray Park. So there really is a petting zoo, though. By the way, shout out to Johnny Cupcake. That dude does he does some great work. He was there taking photos at the last time we got in the ring. He did some really good stuff. So, all right, everybody, is that it before we wrap it up?
That's it.
That's it, bro. That's it. And you know what? My prayers out to you and your family. Seriously,
thank you.
It's unfortunate. Seriously, it's very unfortunate that you're having to go through this, and it's like it's just sad to see that any school district, I don't care where you're at, that would do such a thing like that and just kind of downplay it for you. So best wishes to you, and like Paul said, and we all said, keep up the fight.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, because I'm so enfadada. Like, I know it's gonna be a long battle, but I don't want that kid there. I don't care.
Well, no, I mean, that's just you don't
I don't like to get there. I don't like to be negative. I don't like to be the killer of dreams, but that boy has to go. And I could be a monster. That's why my ex is my ex.
Z.
Thank you.
All right.
I got this. Yeah.
You do. You got it. We're over here. We're cheerleaders for you. We're rooting for you.
Thank you.
All right. That is B. You guys can go ahead and catch her on 101.5 FM or where else if they can't be near you.
They can still hear me. It's kqbhla.com. 10 p.m. show, Boulevard Hour with B.
All right. So you guys can send your dedications to your future ex-wives and your future baby mama. Is one Mr. Fred Segura, Two-Face Entertainment. You guys go check him out. I want to say this about Paul. He dropped off for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe he actually got caught by the Hudas this time. I want to say this about Pablo. I rib on him all the time. Pablo is one of the main reasons why I'm on YouTube. Yes. He is. I left YouTube back in 2020, and he got me back in, got me into the round table. Pablo is a really good dude. Yes. That is a solid brother of mine. I know I rib on him all the time, and I'm not going to stop. But he's a really good dude. That's my brother. Gracias to you, Pablo. You are the OG of the roundtable, carnal, and I already appreciate you, brother. So, with all that,
House of Tattoos.
I wanted to say too, he's a good dude, man. Meeting him in person as well too. The same way. Meeting him in person was just it was an honor, man, to see him and to get to talk to him, and meet him in person as well. And you're right, he's a good man, dude, seriously. So my respect, my hat off to him, seriously. Yeah, man.
All right. And with all that, enough of the sentimental stuff, because I'm not going to give you a hug, Pablo. All right. So that is our lovely B, Fred Segura. Shout outs to Pablo from LA Times, Cholo Trucker, the roundtable. And we will be back in 2 weeks to do it again. See you guys then.